Welcome to Business Class, a podcast for people wanting to upgrade their thinking, upgrade their learning, and upgrade their life. I'm your host, Eugenia, founder of Business Class Collective, best-selling author and life coach. If you're an entrepreneur, a startup, or someone who dreams of reaching their full potential, then you're in the right place. You'll feel empowered and inspired to design the life you've always wanted. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're here with me this week. We're going to be discussing social media and why it can be good for business. I know I get daunted, so like many of you, the social media merry-go-round can be daunting and fatigue-inducing, let alone invoking feelings of insecurity and vulnerability and questioning whether what we have to share actually matters. I've heard it so many times, and it goes something like this. It takes too much work. I'm not sure that I have the time and desire to keep posting. And why post? Or, I think I can use my time better than planning socials. It goes on. And I know I've been there when that fatigue sets in and you're really just not sure why you're doing something. But having given it some thought, and speaking from experience, it seems difficult with all the constant changes in algorithms to keep up. For me personally, there are a number of IG accounts that I follow and like and comment on that for some reason aren't appearing when I'm scrolling. So yes, it's frustrating. And to be honest, it can be overwhelming to keep up, especially when Instagram moves the goalposts. So now posting isn't enough. Yes, we need to make reels with original content and not shared content, which is great for people like me because I'm creative and I create my own content, but not so good for others who like to share and reshare content. So why should we be using social media? Well, firstly, it creates the opportunity to share our message with the world. Secondly, it's an affordable option. I'm sure that some of you tuning in right now will remember the large advertising budgets companies used in the 70s, 80s and 90s. Large investments in paid advertising with big-name advertising agencies. So with social media, you need to be smart about how to use it. What I mean by this is, ask yourself, are you a curator firstly and a consumer secondly? You can post and write about what you know, about your products and offers, about your thoughts and philosophies, or you can just simply consume what's there and waste your time being a voyeur of someone else's life. As a creator, you can develop strategies for how you will use your platform of choice. As a consumer, you get to choose the content that will affect your thinking. So, are you consuming inspiring, uplifting, and educational content that is motivational, aspirational, and content that makes you feel like traveling, cooking, taking on adventures, or learning more? That's great if you are, as you can stretch your thinking and grow as a person. But conversely, if you're looking at content that is less than healthy for you, so let's think images that have been completely filtered, people claiming all sorts of things, making you feel inadequate or questioning your own worth, images that have been Botoxed and pumped up bodies, the list goes on. Comparison kills joy, and this is where you need to become strategic about what you consume. Social media is a tool, not a lifestyle. So what do I use? Well, Instagram is my main choice of social media. It's where I can share what I do, what my day looks like, what's on offer, some of my wins, some of my challenges. I choose to always be positive and not negative. I think there's enough negativity in the world. I keep my Instagram real and not fake. I express what I think, and it is an extension of who I am and also an extension of my style and my life. I do post inspirational quotes that I find on other accounts because I think, well, if it's helping me, it can help someone else. So what can we do about these socials? Let's start with swapping the fear and frustration about socials to one that can help us grow and shine and support the elements of our life purpose. We can choose to use it in the right way, to be inspiring, to share our knowledge and experiences, and to empower us and our audience. So get out of your comfort zone, and when you're living your beautiful and authentic life, these are the images that you want to take. These are the images that make up your digital content. Real images, real experiences, real content, and where possible, no filters. Live your authentic life your way. That's where the magic is. No one else is you, and your experiences are unique, and the way you share them is unique too. Social media will be around for a long time, so if you're using social media, use it strategically and honestly, and in a way that is empowering and uplifting. Remember, failing to plan is a plan for failure. So now's a good time to get a piece of paper and a pen and write down some notes as we look at Social Media 101. So let's start with being clear and having a laser focused vision for what your brand is about, and align all communications with this vision in mind. So start with asking, why am I using this platform of choice? Who is my target audience? What is the message I want to convey? And how can my content stand out? Next, be consistent with posting content. Importantly, communicate and engage with your audience. Create a content calendar to help keep things on track. You can plan out in advance what your content will be over a longer period of time. Be business minded and remember that your socials are part of your business strategy. Choose one or two platforms that your ideal customer uses. There is no value in engaging in, say, a platform like TikTok if your ideal customer is on LinkedIn. This is where you become clear on social media strategy and how you're going to communicate your brand image, brand message, and how to identify and use relevant hashtags. The latest data recommends only 2 or 3 targeted hashtags per post. And I can honestly say, oops, I think I've been doing it wrong. So set aside time to plan and post content. Be specific, set attainable goals, and measure those goals. So next, be interesting and interested. Social media has grown exponentially, and feeds and timelines are saturated by millions of people. Now more than ever, you need to stand out from the crowd with great content. Create stories that help to connect your audience with your brand. Stories inspire ideas, create buy-in, and encourage interaction. It seems really hard because it's like one dot in this huge pond, but I think you've got to start somewhere and just keep consistent. So how can we do this? 1, include newsworthy items. 2, make a list of relevant holidays, festivals, special national or global days that you can post about. Number 3, static posts should have a clear and concise message, and use the caption to expand on the post. So don't make those posts all wordy. Next, use videos. I know this gets us out of our comfort zone, but it's part of the new goalposts at the moment. So videos are in. Add music to your stories. That can be fun. Use storytelling to engage your audience. And like and respond to comments, because after all, it is social media. That's the whole purpose of it. And finally, create polls and quizzes. So ask your audience questions and get them to communicate with you and give you feedback. So social media has made it easier to communicate, but the missing part is the emotional and human connection. So how can we do this? Well, you can showcase your team, introduce your office environment, film your working space, provide insights about yourself. Like, what do you do during the day? Exercise, your coffee, reading the paper, taking a look at your garden, showcasing your pet. Also, you can share values, show insights in workplace culture and values, and use emojis to get your audience more excited about your content. Next, be aware of your numbers, as it's important to note that numbers aren't everything. It's about having an authentic audience that is interested in what you share and engage with you because they feel safe and inspired to. Most social media apps track metrics, especially if you have a business account. Understanding the data helps to drive performance. Remember, what you don't measure doesn't exist. So some of the metrics you want to be looking for on a regular basis include the reach and engagement on Facebook, impressions, retweets and mentions on Twitter, clicks, impressions and interactions on LinkedIn, likes, comments and mentions on Instagram, and views and engagements on Instagram stories. So if you're using an IG business account, on the top right hand corner, you can see 3 horizontal lines. If you press on those, you'll see options that you can click onto to gain valuable insights, such as your activity, and that's how much time on average per day you spend on the app. Insights, that shows the overview of accounts reached, accounts engaged, and total follows, plus more. So have a look around at the data and change your strategy accordingly. Next, be authentic and keep things real. Your audience will sense fake in a flash. Think about a scenario where one of your audience members knocked on your door unexpectedly. Would they find the person that is represented on your socials? If not, you may need to ask yourself some questions on how to be truly aligned with your online presence. Be grateful on your socials. This is a great platform to collate the people, the places, the experiences and the accomplishments, your celebrations and the magical moments that you're thankful for. Share the love and happiness and spread it around like confetti. So to sum up, become intentional and create targeted and effective social media strategy. Find unique ways to interact with your audience and to help increase your reach. Analyze your metrics to know if you're on the right track. Keep on top of new trends and manage the time that you spend using the app. Social media will be here to stay, but exactly what platform does, we don't know. And in a flash, we can lose the content we've created together with our online presence. So what can we do to protect our online presence? Well, importantly, you can build a mailing list so that your audience can sign up to it and offer free resources and create a community that's online. Get them to sign up to your newsletter where they will be the first to know about any new events or products and to be in the know. This is a surefire way of maintaining and nurturing relationships. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Until next time. You've been listening to Business Class presented by Eugenia Panterhorst, founder of Business Class Collective. If you haven't yet, go to Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate and review this podcast. Share the love and let your family and friends know too. You can follow Business Class Collective on Instagram and Facebook. Join me next time.